Hey, this is a short video on my differential rebuild for a Triumph Stag. A couple of things. I've played around with a few differentials, and the interesting thing is when you get a bit of slop in the drive flanges, I've actually taken them out. It's due to the shims that go under the planetary gears. And if you do take them out, there's a video from some other guy who's done a Triumph Stag, so I'm not going to go into strip it apart, but when you take them out, there's a diff. When you take them out, the shim has a number on there. So this one's 54. One of the other diffs I had was 56. And so what you try and do is you try and get some new diffs, shims. Also, these shims here that go on the I think they're called a sun wheel. These are made of Tofnol apparently. That's what I found out on another forum, and they're about 0.05 inches thick, and they do wear out. But the new ones available are some sort of phosphor bronze or brass or something. This ones look like copper. And here's my assortment of other shims that came out of another diff, and these are all worn. And so I went on the usual Rimmer Brothers website, that Roadster Factory. Number 54 is not available, and I actually had two diffs that have 54 in there. Fortunately, this particular diff is another diff I've got that I'm changing the seals. And what happened on this one is the differential seal that went at the end, had started leaking, and the fluid was leaking out of the quill shaft. So I had to take, sorry about it, I had to take the original washer out, and this is the leather one that came out. And the way I found the easiest way to get that out, that what I have is I used one of these 3-jaw pullers, and I just put it in there and wrenched it out. So that was one way of getting it out. Now some people use a leather one, which is about 30 pounds, but there is a seal that you can use. It was $5. I'm in US. It was $5 from O'Reilly, and it is metal, and I can share the part number that will do. So I'm going to put that in. The quill shaft, fortunately, the bearing is one of the original I think RHS or RP, I forget which brand, but it's the original one. I think there was a couple, Rowe, Hoffman, and RHP, that's the other brand. I did buy the SKF bearing. That was about $40 on the internet, and so that will, but I'm going to reuse the existing one. It's still pretty healthy. Actually, I've got a few spare ones that are relatively in good condition. I actually put this one on the car and it started leaking after. So another thing that somebody had suggested is I did change the seals in these flanges. You need like a 20-ton press to get them out. I had to have some shop do these ones, but on another diff I was able to use a 12-ton press. And what was happening, what somebody recommends is as you put this back on, smear a little bit of gasket sealer around there, even though there's no gasket there between the two faces. Put a bit of gasket sealer between them and then bolt it up according to the torque spec. And so yeah, that's all I've done on the diff. This was running and it's pretty quiet. As I said, the only thing that was leaking was the quill shaft, and foolish me, I should have changed it when I had the opportunity. And this, you can tell it's the original one that was in there, and it didn't leak, and then as soon as I started driving it started leaking. And again, you can get even these Tofnol ones. Chris Witter in UK has them, or you can get the other ones from Moss. But again, one of the problems is, you know, some of these planetary shims are not available. And I did speak to a guy in a shop in UK, and I said, do you have any? And they said they don't have them, they can't get any. What they do is they basically use a micrometer and get the best ones and just put them back in and then sell them. So that was interesting. So hopefully this one will go back together in the car. And that was my quick short demo. This is a Stag differential. Some people do put Triumph differential in there with the, if you do put a Triumph in there, usually these bolt holes slightly offset. They don't line up, so you can only put 6 of the bolts inside the Stag cover. So 2 of them won't line up, but people do put the ratio is slightly different. I think 3.4 compared to the Stag one is 3.7. But this one's pretty good. I'm just gonna stick it back in and seal it all up. I did strengthen the quill shaft, the quill shaft housing, and that's actually on the car, so I can't show you that now. But what I'm going to do is put that back on and then put the diff in. So that's a quick short demo on my differential rebuild.